our buses back, a campaign group set up about 4.5 years ago when first had increased their fares 4 times in 18 months. Since then we've had a number of demonstrations, protests, road blockades and petitioned the council numerous times demanding that they take the buses back under public control. The Local Transport Act, which becomes law next week, makes it easier for local authorities to regulate fares and services, and we demand that the council do that. 4 years ago, the Labour Cabinet member for Transport said it would take about 4 years to regulate buses with a quality contract. Here we are 4 years later, and at the council meeting on Wednesday, the Lib Dem Transport Cabinet member said it might take another 4 years. We can't wait 4 more years. At this rate, there'll be no buses left, or those that are, nobody will be able to afford to go on them. So these are all the reasons for the demonstration today. We're demanding our buses back, re-regulation and a return to public ownership and control. Take it out of the hands of the greedy companies like First and Stagecoach who are just ripping us off. First are just grabbing as much money as they can to boost the profits and increase the shareholder dividend. National Way First made £130 million profit last year. They are committed to increasing the dividend to the shareholders by 10% year on year, and it's passengers and the bus drivers that are paying for it.
We Want Our Buses Back campaign has been going for the last 5 years, protesting at the fare increases and service cuts that we've suffered in that time, but also calling for a return to pre-privatised days up to 1986. Sheffield and South Yorkshire had a very good and very cheap bus service and was renowned for its very good bus service. We now are one of the most expensive places in the country to get on a bus, and the main company First, which has put the prices up again this week, makes it an enormous profit nationwide. Its shareholders get an enormous return on their money, and people are paying for that. You, me, everybody here is paying for that every time we buy a bus ticket on the increase that we've suffered now, and the increases we suffer once or twice a year, every year. Sheffield Council supports and has done for many years re-regulation of the bus service. It has official policy of supporting what our campaign stands for. And that was with the Labour in power up till a couple of years ago, and now the Liberal Democrats in power. Officially, they call for what we call for. In the past, on these protests, they have come and council leaders have been on the protest, have addressed the protest at the end, have stood on these steps there and spoken, told people that they're in the process of carrying out what people are asking for. This time, it's election year. We're coming up to a lot of people here are in different political organisations and none. This is election year. I think the Liberal Democrats, Labour, they seem to have distanced themselves from what we're calling for, and unfortunately they say they'd like to do it, but they keep putting it off and off and off, and it's a bit of a running joke. But for the last 5 years we've been told it's 4 years away, regulation, because there's legal process to go through, and the thing is, after 5 years it's still 4 years away, so that's the frustration that we're having.
I think it's in the interests of ordinary people that it's run privately. You know, the fares that people are paying are excessive, and that's going towards paying shareholders dividends. We think that the profit should be taken out of ownership of public services, and they should be run just for the benefit of the community, not to make profit. First, like most of the companies at the moment, will be doing everything they can to try and cut pensions for ordinary people, and I don't believe for 1 minute that is what they're using the money for. You know, and all the profits that they've made this year are not going into the pension fund, that's for sure.
My friend, she works part-time and earns minimum wage. To buy her monthly bus pass, she has to work between 11 and 12 hours to pay for it. With the price increase on the monthly bus pass, it will now be between 13 and 14 hours, which is almost 1 week's work every month to pay for travel. The bus service that she uses is the 33, which actually changes the company that runs the route at 6:30 at night. This means that if she works over at all, and misses the last first bus, that she has to pay the fare to be able to get home from work.
We want our buses back. First buses, give them the sack. We want our buses back.